Well, hello, everyone. Thanks for joining Holy Toledo Sports Edition. Our guest today is Max Anderson, and Max is an infielder for the Mud Hens, and he's having a standout year for the Hens. And during this conversation, he gives us behind-the-scenes glimpse and what it's like to be a professional baseball player for him, and also shares about his upbringing from Omaha, Nebraska, and his time at the University of Nebraska, what it was like at the Major League Baseball draft day, and just provides a really great perspective on what it's like to be a Mud Hen. And it was really an enjoyable conversation. All right, Max, thanks for joining us here. And I know your schedule is really, really hectic, and just really appreciate giving us an opportunity to get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, for sure. I'm happy to be here and excited.
And you probably still have a little bit of adrenaline rush as we sit here. It's afternoon, but last night, big game, big win for the Hens against the Omaha Storm Chasers, and you played a big part of that. You had a home run. And obviously, 10th inning, bases loaded, and you had a walk-off. And so I bet you never really get tired of your teammates mobbing you after a walk-off, right?
No, yeah, that cold bath, it's always it's a little shocking at the moment, but it's never a bad feeling when you got your teammates, throwing the water cooler at you. It's a pretty cool experience because, you grow up watching that your whole life.
How many have you had, if you had to guess? Go all the way back to Little League.
Oh, man. There was one in high school that I remember hitting that was a walk-off home run. That was probably my favorite to this date so far. And then in West Michigan, it felt like I had a walk-off like every other week for a while. I don't know. I just kept coming up in the moment and got lucky enough to get some hits. But it never gets old. It always puts a smile on your face and makes you feel like a kid.
Well, you sent about 6,000 fans home happy last night, so thanks for that.
For sure.
And my gut is probably because of your success for a long period of time that those big moments, those game on the line moments, you kind of gravitate to those.
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough. Like you're always getting your adrenaline pumping and your heartbeat's pumping, but I feel like the more and more you go through, the more it becomes a normal, which is kind of crazy to say. But I would say I wouldn't be human if I wouldn't get my heart.
Bases loaded, right?
It's a crazy moment at any stage of your life with no fans, with 6,000 fans. I mean, in an inter squad in college, like it all kind of, that's why you play the game.
So you grew up in Omaha, Nebraska. How did the game of baseball get introduced to you? So
my family, my dad and my older brother, the two biggest sports fans I know. My brother, he's 4 years older than me, so I watched him play every single sport, grew up watching every single game. And every sport that he would play, I would bring my glove, or I'd bring my basketball, or I'd bring my football to every single game I went to with him. So I think that's kind of how I started, and kind of just worked out that I was the best at baseball. So it's continued to take me to places I never thought it would. And those two are definitely the guys that started my love for sports.
And people early on noticed that you were a talent. Supposedly, when you're 7 years old, when all of us were just trying to make contact in Little League, you had 3 home runs in like a really short period of time. And people said that Max Anderson kid has game.
Yeah, I guess. I always remember being pretty good at the game. But my brother and my dad did a good job of keeping me humble, so I never really knew about it.
And you had a travel coach, Brian Southworth.
Yep.
That had an impact on you. You played 3 or 4 seasons for him. What did you learn from Coach Southworth?
Yeah, I think he did a great job teaching me not only like mechanics about baseball, how to play the game, how to play it the right way, but I think the way that he coached and our other coaches, they made it like a huge impact on our life, I feel like, outside of the game. Just like as the people that they wanted us to become, and like our parents wanted us to become, I think he always made sure that we played the game with a smile on our face. We learned at a quick age that even like the best hitters are going to fail 7 times out of 10. So in life, I think like they always preach that baseball is the best teacher of life because you fail more than you succeed. So I think how to respond to failure was a big part of it. And he taught us kind of just, we got to keep on going through all the failures and have fun while you're doing it. I think those are the biggest things when you're growing up playing baseball that I could have learned and that anybody should learn. And I keep that going through today. I always love to play with a smile on my face. And when I'm not playing with a smile on my face is when I start playing bad. So it's a good reminder to just be happy.
Yeah. And when growing up as a kid, what team did you cheer for, baseball-wise, and who did you idolize? Who'd you cheer for?
So I was a Royals fan. I was actually born in Kansas City and only lived there for like 3 months, and then we moved to Omaha. But I grew up watching Alex Gordon and Jabba Chamberlain were my 2 favorite players. Alex Gordon, he was, unbelievable player at Nebraska, and then great player for the Royals. And then Jabba, I actually wore number 62 when I was growing up, so I was a big fan. That was back when I thought I was going to be a pitcher still. Those dreams died pretty quick, but the hitting worked out.
Hitting worked out. And you also played basketball and ice hockey. That's that whole family sports thing.
Yep.
So what position did you play basketball and hockey-wise?
So I was defenseman in hockey. I was never really the best skater. Just kind of pretty slow out there.
You could lay a body on someone?
Exactly. I had friends that played. I wanted to play with all my friends. Something that my mom could get me to for 2 or 3 hours during the day where she was taking care of the other 2. Basketball was pretty similar. I played positions like 1 through 4. Was never like the best scorer, but I'd like to say I was a good role player playing basketball. But I kind of like the same thing. Like I played basketball because I had really good buddies that played in high school, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So I think being able to play other sports only makes you a better baseball player or a better athlete in general. So I had fun doing it, and I don't regret playing it and just focusing all on baseball or anything. So I had a good time.
And you went to Millard West
Yes.
High School, and very good academically there, and also the athletic programs, the baseball program, really solid. In fact, in your senior year, you helped the team win a state championship.
Yep.
That had to have been a thrilling experience.
Yeah, it was awesome. We had another great group of guys that were there. That was a lot of fun to play on. But yeah, we as a team just kind of came together and played great. I think we started off our season like 18 or 19-0, and then finally lost the game. But no, that was a lot of fun, and to be able to win I think it was our first state tournament championship for that team, and they'd had so many good teams and so many good players, and for us to finally break through is really special.
Bringing up another coach, your coach, Coach Fry, also kind of a legendary figure based on the research I did.
Oh yeah.
What impact did he have on you?
Yeah, I think kind of just growing my knowledge of the game. The coaches there, they had a lot to teach me about. I was kind of just naive guy. Baseball player coming from travel baseball, and then as a sophomore, I played on varsity, so I felt like I had a lot to learn. The coaches helped me out. A lot of the older guys helped me out just to be able to, get up to speed and be able to play that level of baseball. Now it's pretty normal to play with guys that are older than you or younger than you, but when you're a sophomore, it's like the first time in your life that you're really playing with guys that are 2 or 3 years older than you. So I think that's a big learning curve to just kind of try and finally realize that, I am good enough to be here, and there's going to be things that I need to learn, but these guys have my back, and they're going to, cheer you up and pick you up when you're down. So I think it was a good learning experience for me, and I learned a lot in high school. Mm-hmm.
And you had some team success, of course, but you individually had all kinds of individual awards, including winning a statewide award. It's a national award, but was the 2018 and 2019. You won the Gatorade
Yep.
Player of the Year for baseball for the state of Nebraska.
Yeah.
And the unique aspect about that award, and you know this, is that you have to have the baseball chops to get there, but there's whole other components. There's the leadership, there's the character, and then there's the school performance. And so for you to win that, to win it once is incredible. To win it twice, that had to be really meaningful for you and your parents.
Yeah, for sure. What I didn't know about that award is your coach has to write up like a letter, almost like a letter of rec for you. So I feel like the fact that I won that and the fact that the letter that my coach wrote for me was pretty awesome to see just kind of how they think about you. You kind of always get a feeling about how they might feel about you, but when they're actually nominating you for an award, it's pretty cool to see how highly they think of you. So that was a pretty good feeling to feel that. And then just to win that award is pretty special. To see the names that had came before me and then now that are winning it now. It's a pretty cool award.
Win back to back is really something.
Yeah, it was an awesome experience. My teammates were super supportive of me, so that was awesome.
Now you committed to Texas A&M your junior year, so you had a lot going for you early on. So you committed, and everything was pretty well teed up to get to Texas A&M until something went sideways. So can you say what happened and how you got to Nebraska?
Yeah, so I was committed for a while to Texas A&M, and then 2020 happened with COVID and everything. And from my understanding, it was more just that they had, the draft was cut down to 5 rounds that year. They had a lot of guys that they thought were going to leave, when you're recruiting that class, and they didn't leave because the draft was shortened down, and in the grand scheme of things, there just wasn't enough room. And it just so happened the year before, the Nebraska coaching staff that got hired to Nebraska was the hitting coach, graduate assistant, and I think one more guy came over to Nebraska, Will Bolt and Jeff Christie. So I had known them before, and so right when I kind of got let go of Texas A&M or it didn't really work out, I knew right away that I was going to go to Nebraska, just kind of depending on what they had to say about it. But that's what I wanted to go. That's where I wanted to go, and it worked out perfect. I'm glad that I went there, and I have no regrets. It was kind of the perfect thing. My mom always likes to say like somebody was watching over you there, so it was pretty special that all worked out.
And what did you were 3 years there at Nebraska. If you think back to the academics, to the campus life in baseball, what were the formative pieces for during that time?
Yeah. I think college it's definitely a lot of fun on the baseball field and you're playing very meaningful baseball. But I think college, the biggest, growing point is living on your own and living like this first year we had COVID and we didn't have much to do outside of that. So it was 8 baseball players living in 2 four bedroom rooms. And we kind of just were thrown out there like, okay, guys, go live. And I think that's a pretty cool experience to go. Like, I mean, a lot of those guys, like there's probably going to be like 4 or 5 of them that are in my wedding and all of them will be at my wedding. So that's a really exciting thing that, we got to grow through, and be freshmen on a baseball team is definitely something you grow through together because you're going through, the new freshman things, trying to learn how to live, trying to learn how to play that level of baseball. So I think college is a lot more than just the baseball on the field. And then I think it's a lot about those relationships you build with those guys that you come into college with.
And you were majoring in supply chain management, so you had some business viewpoint that you were career-wise as possible.
Yeah, that was the goal. I haven't finished yet, but my my mom's definitely on me. I'll finish eventually.
You'll get it done.
I will. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, 2023, that season, you exploded,
Yeah.
right, onto the scene. You were doing well, but you had a 414 batting average for the season. You had 21 home runs, 20 doubles, 70 RBIs, 51 runs. Your fielding percentage was .992. You were selected as an All-American by 6 different organizations. You're all Big Ten, first team. You're all academic, Big Ten. You got some Distinguished Scholar award from the Big Ten. What clicked in 2023 for you?
Oh man, I think it was just, when sometimes you get into flow state as a baseball player, and that's just kind of what happened. I feel like a lot of it. I feel like I was in such a good spot outside of baseball with my school, my friends, living with everybody, like my buddies, and life was just going good. And I just wasn't really thinking about, anything really. So I was just going out there and playing. We had a great team chemistry that year too. So the guys, had your back, and there just wasn't very many worries in the world. As a junior in college, there isn't much worries. So, so it was a fun time. The baseball definitely worked out for me that year, and it was a great year for me.
And you were on the radar of the professional teams before then, but 2023 obviously elevated your profile. Take us to the 2023 draft day. Where were you and who was with you? And when you got the call from the Tigers?
Yeah, so I was at my aunt and uncle's lake house, actually, in Ashland, Nebraska. We kind of had a whole day affair, like go out there for lunch and hang out. All my buddies came out. A lot of my extended family was there, so there's probably like 30 people there. It was a very cool moment to be able to spend that with everybody. Kind of the guys that you grew up with and family members that, you see at every holiday. So that was really cool. And then I was the second round. So it was like nighttime, like I think like 8:30 or something. And, I remember getting the FaceTime call from my agent, and it's like, I think you're going to get picked, right here at 45. And I was like, whoa, like that was kind of, cause I thought I was going to go like later, like 60 to 70 range. And he's like, no, this is going to happen. And then like 2 picks before, I think Garco called me, and told me about it. And then I was like, this is actually happening, like going to the Tigers. So it's a really surreal moment to see your name on that TV.
With the 45th pick of the 2023 MLB Draft, the Detroit Tigers select Max Anderson, a second baseman from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. The Colorado Rockies have the next pick.
Jim, you guys had him at number 91 on your big board. Baseball American number 65. He goes at number 45, Max Anderson.
And so we're 3 years out from that moment, and your career has been a steady trajectory towards the goal, right? But right now, though, you're having a standout year for the Hens. You're on fire the last 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah.
What if you look back at this season? We're about 110 games in. What do you enjoy the most about being here playing for the Hens?
Yeah, ever since I got to Toledo last year, I've loved it here. Love the stadium. Love the, surrounding areas. I'm over in Perrysburg right now, and I love the apartment setup right next to the Levi Commons, and that's a great place to go. So I've had a great time. I think being comfortable outside of baseball is also a big thing. So I've been very comfortable here, and then the guys here, are unbelievable. A lot of them I've played with before, so I think that helps. And just good people having in your locker room helps as well. The hitting coaches, they've helped me out a bunch. They know me, I feel like, so that helps. They can sometimes tell me what I'm doing wrong before I even realize it. So that helps me out a bunch, and just kind of playing baseball and not really worrying about the effects, what could and could not happen, I think is big, and it's tough to be able to do. But once you kind of get to that moment and are just playing baseball again, like you're in college or like you're just with your buddies playing the game, I think that's when things start to click for you.
Max, for let's say a 7 o'clock game like you have tonight, take us through your pregame routine from waking up all the way to the first pitch. And please don't leave out any idiosyncrasies or superstitions or kind of interesting routines you might have.
Yeah, so I definitely sleep in the mornings. We get home pretty late, so it takes a little bit to kind of cool down. So I probably go to bed around 1, try and sleep in until always get 8 hours at least.
And let me just back up for people that don't know it. You're basically playing 6 days a week with Monday off.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of baseball.
Yes.
But yeah, try and get 8 hours of sleep no matter what. And it's definitely longer a lot of the times. But wake up, usually watch some TV, make some breakfast. I don't have any shows right now, so I need to work on that. But
wait, let's go back to that. There's shows. What have been some shows that you really got into?
So I just got done with Quarterback, the new season of Quarterback. And then I've rewatched, I think, Ted Lasso a bunch of times. That's one of my favorite shows.
The new season, I think, just got dropped today.
Yeah,
on Apple, right?
I just saw that, so I guess I got
now you got now you got a show.
Yeah, so doing that kind of have an easier morning, make my breakfast, and then usually have a coffee that I bring to the field at about 12:30 is usually about when I'm leaving. Get here, get changed, get everything in order, and then some of the days we'll lift. Most of the times it's just moving around to get your body ready. And then we'll start by hitting, like we hit first in the batting cages. Then usually do some defense, BP on the field, go hit, and then game time. But I'm definitely superstition-wise, I need an energy drink before every single game.
What do you go for?
I'm usually C4. Yeah, C4 or pre-workout if I forget an energy drink. Gosh, I don't know if I have anything too crazy for superstition-wise.
Don't make anything up.
Yeah, I wear shorts under my pants every day.
Okay.
Every
all
game.
right.
I do that. And then kind of just go play. Nothing too crazy about my routine. Just try and keep it normal, kind of like a normal life until you got your 7 hours before that you got to
What do you do post-game to come down from a game?
I play a lot of video games, NCAA 20, college football. Mm-hmm. I'm big into college football.
You're an incredible hitter, Max. When you're on you're in the on deck circle and you start walking towards the plate, what's going through your mind?
I'm honestly trying to keep everything away from baseball at that moment. Like I'm trying to get my mind off of it and just kind of calm my mind down a little bit. Kind of when I'm walking up to the plate and getting into the box is when I get back to like what my plan is and go from there. But I usually have that all just kind of figured out while I'm standing there, and then while I'm on deck, it's just trying to think about how awesome this is and how much
be in the moment.
Exactly. How much fun this is, what I'm doing today, and what has come from my life and have been able to do. It's just a very cool thing to just kind of all take in.
When you're in the box and you are in that flow state, you're locked in. What does that feel? What are you seeing?
A lot of the feel, and you're not really seeing anything. You're just kind of not thinking. It's like any pitch this pitcher throws is going to get hit now, and you're taking pitches that are right off the edge, and nobody really knows why that happens or why you get into that. But when it does, it's the best feeling ever. When you can feel like you're at the top of anything that you're doing is unbelievable, and to be able to feel that is pretty special. And you just hope that it lasts as long and as far as it can.
To your point, the flow state, that's everyone's goal, right?
For sure.
In the field, Max, you spent time second base, third base. In high school, you did shortstop, right?
Yep.
Have you played first base at all?
I played a little first base in summer ball in the Cape, and then a little bit my sophomore year of college.
When you're in the infield, when the batter's coming to the plate, what are you thinking about mentally?
A lot of like the game plan of like what's going to happen, all the situations that could happen in the field. I would say in the field, I'm definitely more kind of zoned into everything. Just trying to figure out like where I need to be, what I need to do. I feel like in the field as an infielder, my responsibility is to help out that pitcher as much as you can. So when you're pretty close with those guys like that are pitching, like you want to do everything you can for them to help them out and save them maybe an earned run. So I'm trying to do everything I can to, figure out what's going to happen if a guy hits a ball, to right field or left field and where I need to be. And if I need to come in a little bit to maybe be quicker for a double play. But yeah, there's definitely a lot more going through my mind in the field.
A lot of ups and downs in baseball. We kind of touched on that. How do you manage those periodic slumps, mental mistakes, fielding errors? How do you manage that?
For sure. Yeah, I think that comes back to what I learned when I was really young is that you're gonna fail and you just got to continue to have fun during this game and you kind of have to put your failures onto your teammates and like talk to them not about the failures but kind of get your brain off of it. When I say put it on them, like not saying like it's their fault or anything, it's more like just getting your brain away from what happened. Like, yes, there's a time to learn from what you did and make sure it doesn't happen again. But I think the biggest thing to make sure it doesn't happen again in the near future is to, get back into playing baseball again with your friends and playing for the guy behind the mound and realizing that you can't really change what happened already. It's already done. So you got to try and make sure, you're going to try and save another run for him.
The grind of this sport is really tough during the season. You kind of gave us a glimpse of your sleep regimen, but how do you take care of yourself as far as like exercise, diet, and anything else you want to say about your sleep regimen?
Yeah. So the Tigers do a great job with food and everything for pregame and postgame. All the meals that they do is great. I think taking a lot of supplements, not a lot, but the right ones for kind of how you feel, I think is big. And then just being able to get in the weight room, not trying to gain weight necessarily, but just trying to keep your body so it's moving and working correctly. I think baseball and playing six days a week does enough, harm on your body. So I think just doing a lot more maintenance than powerlifting and in season is big. Mm-hmm.
Away from baseball, what do you do? What do you enjoy doing? Away from baseball now would be Mondays, I guess.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And then the off season. What do you enjoy doing away from baseball?
Yeah, I'm big with hanging out with my friends. I love to golf. I'm a big golfer, so a lot of the Mondays here we're trying to golf if we're not traveling.
What courses do you enjoy here in the Toledo area?
We've played at Stone Ridge, Maumee Bay. We just played this past week. That's a tough one. The wind's always blowing there. I think that's only two we've played. Just kind of keep it normal.
Who's the best golfer on the team?
Oh man, it's definitely not me. I kind of like baseball. I go have a good time there.
Yeah, yeah.
Andrew Navigato is pretty good. The best golfer on our team is Mike Hessman, though. Our hitting
Don't
coach.
mess with. Yes.
He's unbelievable. He's not even close to any of us. So he'd kick all of our butts. But it's always a good time. Just something to get away from baseball and have 4 hours away from kind of anything and everything. Put your phone down and just have a good time.
Two more questions here, Max. When that call comes from the Tigers for you to join them at Comerica. What is that moment going to mean to you and to the people that helped get you there?
Yeah, I think that call is, everything you've been working for your whole entire life at a sport. Anybody that's really done, I guess I was going to say anybody that's played a sport, but it's really everybody's done something that kind of you've put your whole life's work into. It just feels good when you get to the top level of something that you've been working for, and know that all the work that sometimes you didn't want to do is paying off. So it's going to be pretty special. And I know for my dad and my brother, it'll be pretty awesome to see that. I mean, they followed baseball ever since they could read. They were reading magazines and everything. And so it'll be pretty special to see their reactions and celebrate that moment with them as well.
It seems like we should end this conversation about your wedding. You brought up a wedding. What what do you feel? What can you share? This is optional too.
Yeah, I don't have a wedding yet, but just saying in the future.
In the future.
Yeah, I do have a girlfriend though.
Okay, so no announcements here. We don't have.
So no, nothing yet. Nothing yet. But no, just all those guys thinking about the
close
future.
friends.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great. Mm-hmm. Well, Max, this has really been enjoyable, and thanks for giving us a behind-the-scenes glimpse into kind of a life of a professional baseball player. More importantly, just someone that grew up in Omaha, Nebraska, and did things the right way, and is doing things the right way here for the Mud Hens. And so we wish you all the best here with the rest of the season with the Mud Hens, and then obviously beyond the Hens.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I appreciate it.